The LG Super Racing Weekend.
Welcome back to Jarama for round 3 of the Renault Clio Sport Trophy. Luca Ragnoni, the championship leader, on pole. Anthony Beltoise, Frédéric Gabillon, Jérôme Policon, the other 3 men on the front 2 rows. Well, as ever, the rolling start means plenty of close quarters jostling. Cars chasing Ragnoni into the first corner. Anthony Beltoise, the dark blue car, in second place. Around the outside, Gabillon gets third from Jérôme Policon. And it's very close quarters stuff. Rui Aguas, the Portuguese, started from row 3, finds himself pushed off the track in the first couple of corners, rejoins down in 12th spot. Meanwhile, Ragnoni pulling out a comfortable lead. This is lap 4. Beltoise under pressure from behind. Frédéric Gabillon is car number 3. Jérôme Policon is in 4th spot, just a few car lengths behind, ahead of Guillaume Grouet and Stefano D'Aste. This largely French contingent, led by the Italian Ragnoni. Ragnoni very experienced in the Renault 1 make championships, as Beltoise drops the place to Gabillon. Ragnoni, the current championship leader, has raced in almost every Renault single make series that I can think of, including the Spider Trophy and the Clios since their inception. By lap 6, Ragnoni has got what looks like an unassailable lead. Gabillon holding on to his second place and moving away smartly from Anthony Beltoise, looks to be his only rival. Gabillon, like Ragnoni, very experienced. Beltoise, the relative newcomer. This is his second series here, but he was doing French Formula 3 and French Formula Renault single-seaters before this. So the V6 car down on power, up on weight, very different prospect, but well experienced with them after last year's rookie season. And after 6 laps, still keeping Gabillon honest through the twisty stuff. Jérôme Policon can't get close to the back of Beltoise from 4th place, but he is well clear of the battle with Guillaume Grouet trailing him by a couple of seconds and D'Aste a further 2 back until he drops it into the sand. Stefano D'Aste was in 6th place at that stage. Lap 9 and Ragnoni 5 seconds nearly ahead of Gabillon. Beltoise tantalizingly rather close to the back of the second place machine, but not quite close enough to pick up a decent tow. Well, Ragnoni keeping the margin stable and heading off out front. It's hard to fault Luca Ragnoni. He really doesn't make mistakes, and it's very rare that his rivals are able to completely trounce him. But here at Jarama, showing them more than a clean pair of heels, an absolutely dominating performance by Luca Ragnoni. By the end of the race, he's a comfortable 6 seconds clear of the best of the rest. Frédéric Gabillon taking 2nd place, and Anthony Beltoise still some 6 or 7 tenths of a second behind at the line and unable almost throughout the whole race to get any closer. Behind them, Policon in 4th, Guillaume Grouet in 5th, as they were effectively at the end of lap 1, and Rui Aguas recovering from that off on the first lap to take 6th position. So it's another win for championship leader Ragnoni. Car was perfect, he says. Lamy to race alone at the front and to pull out a good gap, and thanks to the team. See you next time out. He's running out of nice things to say, isn't he? And you can see why. He's now got a 32-point margin from Gabillon, and Beltoise is a further 14 back. The rest of them looking like also Rans. Rangoni needs to start no scoring to make this championship anything other than a cut and dried formality. And I don't suppose he's inclined to do that. Well, there is Luca Rangoni on the podium. Just off it, Jerome Policon in fourth place, but second placed man Frédéric Gabillon, Anthony Beltoise with him. Jerome Policon was on duty though with LG Racing, LG Electronics rather, taking some of their guests around. They of course are the title sponsors of the Super Racing weekends, and Jerome treating them all to a very special drive. This is a very specialised formula. The Clios, since '99, we've had pretty much the same drivers in the field, same top 5 or 6 battling for victories. Last year, definitely, and really this year as well, Luca Rangoni has been the dominant force. He's had a good strategy in the first 2 races. Today, here at Jarama, absolutely unbeatable, and even without problems I had with the car, honestly, I don't think I could have beaten him. Some drivers like Anthony Beltoise and myself, we do other things like Le Mans 24 hours, occasional GT races. But what I like in the Clio Trophy is that the cars are so close, it makes the battles interesting, exciting, and there's still some good races as well, real sprint races compared to my other endurance races. So I think it's a good balance between the performance of these cars and some of the other things I do. Well, Policon normally among the front runners, as we said, but unable really to wangle away into the top 3 here at Jarama. Well, Policon, of course, sports car and GT racer, as he was mentioning, at the Le Mans 24 hours, and we will be at Le Mans next weekend. No Formula 3000 this Saturday. The Formula 1 circus is in Canada and F3000 doesn't go. But next weekend, we have 4 days of Le Mans action for you. And following that, in 3 weekends' time, Anderstorp in Sweden, the end of June, the weekend after Le Mans, for the Super Racing Weekend Round 5. Next LG Super Racing Weekend will be on Eurosport as ever on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we'll have the Formula Renault race, the GT Superpole and the touring car qualifying, and that will be at 6 on British Eurosport, 7 in the evening, and on Sunday we'll be live at 2:15 in the afternoon, and we'll have highlights of the GTs at 6 p.m. on Sunday night on British Eurosport. Bye till then.